Hey, what's going on, guys? Calvin Russell here, CEO and founder 850 Club Credit Consultation. Let's talk about the craziness that is going on today. All right. So, if you are anywhere close to homeownership, you better hurry up and close because this stuff is going insane. That does not mean that you cannot go into homeownership. That just means you need to be prepared and have the right expectations for everything that's going crazy right now. But prior to today, if you had a 580 credit score, you could go into homeownership. Now, there was going to be a little bit of work, a little bit of underwriting, more documents, all that fun stuff for the lenders. Ain't nobody trying to do all that work when they trying to get you a house. So nobody really promoted too much about 580s, but you may see some agents talking about buy a house if you got a 580, mortgage score. But there's a lot of drama at 580. That's my personal opinion. But if you were at 620, things were a lot easier. As a matter of fact, I haven't had any issues when I was helping clients, with if they had a 620. What's going on, West Texas Oil? So now here's the deal: is that the changes are now where the minimum FICO score to go into homeownership is now 640. So all those people that was at 580 hanging around like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this house, I'm gonna get this building, you've been putting it off. Now you ain't gonna have that option at all, and that sucks. Let's be totally honest, okay? Hey, what's going on? So that's the problem, is that now, because of waiting, and don't get me wrong, nobody knew that this was going to happen. All right. Yes, Eric. Actually, you know what? We got to get. Let me tell y'all a quick story about Eric. Okay, he's not going to tell you the true story. So Eric actually found us on YouTube, and randomly, I was at McDonald's like 2-3 years ago, and he was like, "Hey, I think I seen you on YouTube." So either way, we ended up taking a photo, and of course, I'm gonna go ahead and just tell the world he actually qualifies for home ownership today, home and rental property ownership up to 4 units. So everyone said, "Congratulations, Eric." All right, so now let's go back on back on task here. So in short, you got to be a 640 to qualify for home ownership. So Eric ain't got those problems. But either way, now all the lenders that currently were looking to go up to 680, I'm sorry, like Chase Bank, Citibank, US Bank, they were always 40 to 60 points higher than what the minimum would normally be. And now that the minimum has now gone up to 640, their minimums have now gone up to 680. That does not mean that you can't, you know how many people walk into a Chase Bank, walk into a Citibank? There y'all go, showing some love. There you go, Eric. All right. So, but you know how many people walk into a Chase Bank, walk into a Citibank, a US Bank, as I call the drive-by bank, right? So that's the bank you can drive by, and then, pretty much an outside bank. Those types of bank, it's cool. The problem is that their mortgage requirements are so much higher. Okay. Now, of course, some people, that's a big argument. We don't have time for that on this video. All right. So, but either way, the 640 is now the minimum FICO score for now. All right. Sidebar. Here's the deal. This coronavirus stuff is not going to last forever, guys. That's just not me being positive. That's just how the world works. Okay. If you're talking about smallpox, polio, nothing does not last about that time frame. Okay. It says, why would my credit consultant lie to me about my scores? Depending on what platform you're looking for, which is, I'm glad he brought that up, because you guys got to be tracking that FICO score. Now, I know, now Credit Karma sometimes is lower, sometimes it's higher. Make sure you guys are watching that score. You can only get that from myfico.com. They should be paying me for promoting that. So either way, that's that. So what else I was going to go into? Max DTI. 50%, that really hasn't changed much. That could be lender based. Thanks to you guys, we are all over the nation, and on YouTube. So get with your local lender, find out what their max DTI is. Some may go to 55, some may go to 50, some may go to 45, depending on the lender. All right. Please do not try to calculate your DTI on your own unless you're a math teacher. All right. I'm not saying it's that much difficult math, but I'm just saying most people usually get it wrong. Okay. So you'd be surprised when people don't know how much they make a year or make a month before taxes. Some people still don't know what gross or net means. I didn't know either, but after about 25, you should know. After about 30, you should know. All right. So this is big. This is huge. Normally, prior to today, if you were in a chapter 13, all you have to do is have the most recent 12 payments made on time. Okay. So the most recent payments paid on time, the most recent 12 paid on time. Most people in a chapter 13, they had their payments on auto pay, so they were never late. But for those of you who struggle financially during the chapter 13, that was usually the whole, all right, well, you got to wait until the next 12, on time. Long story short, even open chapter 13s cannot close right now. So that house you was looking at, if you're ready to go into home ownership, it might pop back up on the market. All right. So, because listen, there was a 4 unit property out here in Chicago. Normally, a decent 4 unit in Chicago is going to run you about, I don't know, in a decent neighborhood, maybe about 280, 300,000. So this one was on sale for 200,000. It had over 17 offers on it. We were the second best offer because that's how I do my numbers, right? You probably love Calvin. You ain't win because you're the second best. Well, unfortunately, the person who had the original offer, numbers didn't work out, and long story short, they end up their job, not demoted them, but laid them off. And so, of course, the seller's like, "Listen, I still got to sell this building." So they called us. Luckily, my client just so happens to work for the city of Chicago. They need him even when they don't need him. I mean, you talk about essential, that's beyond essential. And he's like, of course, now we're under contract. We've been under contract. He'll be getting the keys to his 4 unit building. This is his third building, by the way. And luckily, he found me on Zillow. And that's something. So landlord creator, holla at me. So, all right. So we got that. But I say that to say some of the properties that you guys have been watching, a lot of people, unfortunately, have been going through some financial situations. That's why so much stuff is popping back up on the market. If you're in position, you got to move fast. You better run fast because the numbers are most definitely changing. Now, down payment assistance. Let's talk about this. And I forgot to mention this. So if you guys watch me on Facebook, I forgot to mention this on the Facebook a few minutes ago, but the down payment assistance programs interest rates are normally higher than the traditional going into, than a traditional loan, right? Let's answer some of these questions real quick. So 640 being your lowest out of all 3 scores, not the lowest, the middle score. So that means you got a 620, 640, 660, 640 is going to be a middle score. Facts, that's what I'm talking about, West Texas Oil. Is that for VA and cash out too? Got to talk to your lender. But again, most VA loans are going to, so either way, you need a 640 to go into VA as well too. All right. I don't know about a cash out refinance. That's a very good question. Y'all learning some stuff up in here. I know they just on my channel. So, but either way, the down payment assistance program interest rates are normally higher. Like honestly, maybe about 6 to 8 weeks ago, if you wanted to go through our local program here in Illinois, we could call it IDA. You get up to 7,500, up to 10 grand, a whole bunch of free money that's out. Not free money that's out there, okay? But don't worry, all you in different states, y'all got your own program. Georgia got the Georgia Dream. It's a lot of different programs that are out there. Those interest rates, I don't know about y'all in a different state, but ours, most down payment assistance programs with ours actually went down. So normally let's go back in time. 8 weeks ago, it was at like 4%, 4.25%. And everybody else was getting 3.8, 4%, something like that. Now, the regular rates are at 4%. So some are even at 4.5, 4.4. The down payment assistance is at 3.25. So now you're talking about that person that qualified for down payment assistance at a 640 is now getting a better interest rate than the person that was at a 650 conventional. Okay, so I'm telling you, this is amazing. Somebody said I walked away from the Georgia Dream program. So all right, well I'll stop promoting it then. We'll find out more about that. So, but either way, the next thing, this is huge. Normally, when you're looking to purchase a rental property, you're able to add the projected rental income to your buying power. For example, if you go into a single family home, which is a regular home, one family can live in it, a single family home, let's say you're pre-approval for like $200,000. If you want to go into a rental property, then you get about $25,000 to $30,000 more in buying power. Okay. The reason being is because they can count that additional rental income. Now they're not really counting that rental income. All right. So, and someone says that any way to view your residential mortgage credit score, the FICO mortgage score is not the same as what the lender saw. Man, you better switch lenders. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, and not in a bad way, but again, I've been a real estate agent for 2 years now. I've never had an issue. And again, you got to make sure it's up to date, and you got to make sure it's the FICO mortgage score, not just the FICO overall score. Okay. So I'll do some more. I got some good stuff coming for you guys next week. You're going to love it. I know the content's been a little slow, but you're going to see why. We got some major changes happening. You guys are going to love it. So, but either way, you cannot add that rental income to your buying power, okay? And then in some cases, they ask you to have 6 months of reserves. What does that mean? That means that the mortgage is, let's say, we use easy numbers. If the mortgage is, let's say, $1,000, some people actually have to have $6,000 in the bank somewhere. Now, I know some of y'all balling. I know some of y'all ain't balling. I know some people saying, well, who ain't got 6,000? And some people like, man, I wish I had 6,000. So everybody's different. So don't knock people for having it, and don't get mad for people that do got it, okay? We gotta be neutral. You gotta praise people. I mean, come on now. Either way, we ain't got time for it. Well, sidebar. Listen, I know the news is making things sound way worse than it is. I'm not saying be naive to what's going on, Okay. Obviously, you want to take safety precautions. Okay. But at the same time, if you keep watching CNN, for those who don't know, CNN actually stands for constant negative news. It's never positive. Nobody's getting married. Nobody's getting a promotion. Nobody's finding money on the ground. Nobody, no, it's all somebody's dying, somebody getting slapped, somebody getting killed, raped, slapped, raped, all that. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying garbage in, garbage out, guys. You gotta. If you're gonna watch the news, then limit the news. The same thing they talking about right now is the same thing they was talking about this morning. The same thing they was talking about this morning, the same thing they was talking about yesterday. So you got to make sure can you feed something like the positive? Anybody heard the new Drake song that came out? That's positive. Actually, it's a dance song. I don't even know. I can't dance. So, but either way, I'm excited, mainly because a lot of times when there's opportunities out there like this is where you have to understand, okay, this is not going to last forever, guys. It's not going to last forever. Even if you just got furloughed from your job, if you just got laid off, if you just, whatever the case may be, it's not going to last forever, guys. This is a cycle. And honestly, we're behind on the cycle. It normally happens every 10 to 12 years. The last time it happened was 2008. Guys, we're behind. So something was bound to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. And I've been telling y'all this for years. It could have most definitely, somebody said I'm an editor for CNN. Oh, that's good to know. Well, still, come on. You got to talk to them about positive stuff. At least 10 minutes, some positive, 10 minutes. But not just, hey, who's dying? They dying. They sick. They raped. They slapped. All that stuff. I'm not going to go into it. But either way, that's what you guys got to do, okay? You got to remain positive about this entire process, okay? So either way, as you guys can tell, I'm excited about what's going on. Not coronavirus in any way, shape, or form, but more so that the mortgage companies are now starting to change things and trying to say, okay, listen, we most definitely want to help people. If you're in a position to do so. If you're not, don't worry. It's not going to last forever. We'll be able to go into home ownership, rental property ownership. All this will be behind us, okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody expected this. I told you guys on many past videos how student loans were supposed to get us to where we are right now. Most definitely not a virus, because we haven't even started talking about student loans that people still can't pay. But that's a whole nother video, all right? So either way, just want to give you guys an update. I'm going to give you guys more updates. I got a lot more content on the way because I've been working on some stuff that y'all going to love, especially the locals. Oh, the locals, man, they so spoiled. So, all right then, guys. See you guys on the next video. Make sure you like it, you share it, subscribe it. We ain't going nowhere. I got more content coming. See you guys on the next video.